I mean, we have to pay more for all this privilege of letting the elites and the wealthy basically pillage us. And it's doing it through government. I have a problem with that, my friends. This is getting beyond.
Well, the Freedom of Information Commissioner sides with you and says what the Ford government is proving, that if oversight bodies get in the way, just change the rules. Now, to go into what they're changing, they will make the restrictions retroactive. And the reason they're doing that is it stops the information requests with respect to the Greenbelt scandal and Ford's cell phone records. So they've highlighted why they're doing this. They don't want to give this information. So how can they say they're very focused on transparency?
What say you, Cal?
Well, if we go back to the freedom of information and government transparency, they're bullshitting about obviously the transparency. What they're trying to do is legislate a cover-up. If you look at the green belt scandal, where they took sections of land out of the green belt, swapped them out for other sections of land, and enriched several wealthy developers who happened to be at Doug Ford's daughter's birthday party, and so the OPP realized that it was and that's the Ontario Provincial Police, for people who don't know the jargon in Ontario, that they were investigating the incident for fraud and breach of public trust, that sort of thing. They passed the file over to the RCMP being federal police officers rather than provincial, so that the province isn't investigating itself. That was over. That was well over 2 years ago. Now the government stalled the release of the Freedom of Information with respect to the cabinet notes on how these decisions were made, and they refused to give up Doug Ford's emails or cell phone calls. So this legislation, well, he's protecting himself. And why is it taking over 2 years? Why does it take over 2 years to do this investigation?
No, and that's the failure of the justice system right from top to bottom, and we've stated that before in past podcasts. Canada is no different than the United States in the corruption in the justice system. And you see it at this level, that these people are getting special treatment by the investigations and the courts. And that's not right, folks. These people represent our values, and they're supposed to represent us. And my values do not say you are above the law. My values say that if you break the law, you have to be held to account immediately. And that's not happening in Canada. It's pathetic.
Subscribe to the channel, give us a like, and please share the video. Don't be afraid to share this commercial with your friends too.